book of Revelation speaks of the coming King, the Lord Jesus, at his second coming. And traditionally, Christians during the Advent season prepare our hearts to welcome the Lord Jesus in his incarnation as he came in history. But we also remember and think about the second coming of Jesus. So Revelation 22 verses 1 to 2 says this, "Then the angel showed me the river of the water of life, as clear as crystal, flowing from the throne of God and of the Lamb, down the middle of the great street of the city. On each side of the river stood the tree of life, bearing 12 crops of fruit, yielding its fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nations." Advent means coming or arriving, and it's a time when we're preparing our hearts for the coming of the King. And as we think about the second coming of Jesus, the second coming of the King, we remember that our lives will one day be wrapped up in the return of Christ, and that as Christians we'll be welcomed into the heavenly city, the heavenly New Jerusalem. And the image of this is of a great city. This is not floating around in white nighties on clouds, sort of ethereally. This is a great city with streets, and through the centre of this city rushes this river of the water of life. And it's a vibrant image. The water is as clear as crystal, flowing from the throne of God through the middle of a street. There are streets, there's a city, there's a river. These are concrete images. And by the side of the river is this tree whose leaves are for the healing of the nations. You know, in the book of Revelation, God goes on to promise to wipe every tear from our eyes, the tearing and wounding of this life, the pain of war, of disease, of loss, of tragedy, of devastation. All of these pains for all people of every nation are acknowledged, but there's a promise. There are leaves for the healing of these nations. There are leaves for healing of us. What incredible comfort that our pain, that our disappointment in this life, that the tragedies and losses we go through are not sort of swept under some cosmic carpet and just denied. Our pain, our wounds are acknowledged by a loving God who promises that eternity with him, presence with him, will involve our tears being wiped and our wounds being healed. This is a concrete hope. This is Christian hope that we can look forward to and reflect on in this Advent season. Why not in this time give your wounds, give your pain to a loving God who promises that he welcomes you right now, and that after this life has ceased, he will welcome us into his heavenly kingdom.